Welcome, I'm Laura Ray, and we're going to talk about skincare secrets. I have a lot of things to share with you today. I'm going to share my skincare routine. I haven't done a video like this in a very long time. I talk a lot about skincare products that I've tried, that I like or don't like, but I haven't shown a routine in a long time. And I was looking over at Jen Phelps' channel. I love Jen. She's a lot younger than me, about 15 years younger. But I love her videos, and she did a video like this because as a content creator, we're often accused of things, or people think we've done things that we haven't done. And she talked about not having Botox and other things that she gets comments about. So I thought that was a great idea to include. I didn't want to do a whole video about something like that. So I thought, let's put that in with my skincare routine and show you the real deal, what I use in the morning right now. I have a little bit of a cold right now, so you'll hear that in my voice. So I apologize for that, but I don't know how long it'll last. Let's start off when I wake up in the morning. Some days I wash my face depending on what I put on the night before. Some days I don't. I sort of just touch my skin. And right now my skin feels fairly normal to a little dry. Now, to give you a little history, I've had oily skin pretty much my whole life until I hit menopause. And then I had issues where it would be dry, where it would be oiling the T-zone. It was just all over the place. My hormones were raging. I'm through with menopause. I'm almost 60. So right now, my skin really seems to be changing due to the weather. And right now we're having cooler weather. So that just gives you a little background on my skin. I deal with fine lines, wrinkles like anyone else. And my lips, they're still fairly full. I used to have really large lips and actually be made fun of for them. But now they seem fairly, I think, a regular size. But when I put on my skincare, I'm going off to school now to work, and it's actually, let's see what time it is, 4:40 in the morning. I've been up since about 3:45. I always film before I go to school. So what I like to do is get my lips hydrated. I've just woken up. I've got my coffee here. Maybe you want to grab a mug or some tea. I go ahead and put on some City Lips. So I'm going to put that on now. I always wear a lip mask, and I'll talk about that when I get to the nighttime routine. But this just hydrates my lips while I'm getting ready, and then I actually mix my lipstick in with the City Lips. So that works out really well. But this morning I'm not going to wash my face because I haven't put on anything at night but moisturizer, so I really don't feel the need to wash it. But I do clean up my face because sometimes I'll have a little leftover mascara or something, so I'll go around my eyes with my Garnier. So that's sort of the first thing I do. And I might splash my face with some water. But right now, it's sort of cold in the house. We've had temperatures at night in the 40s. So it's been a little cold here in Florida for us Floridians. So I'll just clean up the eyes like this and make sure I don't have any residue because I always wear eyeshadow. I just love eyeshadow. It's just something that I get a lot of joy out of, just playing in the colors. It's like an art project every morning. So I really enjoy that. But I thought I would show you a little bit of Guasha because especially when I'm sick, my sinuses, this is a sinus thing going on, the Guasha really helps. So I will go in before I do anything and do a little Guasha treatment. And this is the Alana Mitchell oil. I've tried so many, but hers is still my all-time favorite because it's so thin. It's like water. So this will sink into my skin very quickly, where other oils might be okay at night, but I don't want to have heavy oil on my face when I'm going to be applying makeup, and I don't have a lot of time to let it sink in. So I'll just put some of this on top, and definitely the neck. When you're doing guasha, it's all about the lymphatic fluid and getting it to move. So you begin on the neck and end on the neck. So I'm just going to do a really quick guasha here to show you. You don't have to spend a long time. I'm going to use this new tool I bought from Skin Gym and just start here. And this feels so good. This helps with the sinus drainage too. It helps me a lot. You always want to use very light strokes. This isn't something you ever want to do aggressively. And this is just a great calming way to wake up in the morning. And I will go even, I'm going to move my headband here because I like to go around the ear and then down. And that helps clear some of the fluid that I get sometimes in that area. So let's talk while I'm doing this about things I've been accused of. Okay, of course, people say I get Botox. Well, I don't know, but I have pretty deep lines right here. If I were getting Botox, that would be really smooth, and also this line here. And I'm sort of just a chicken. I'm scared of Botox, to be honest. So I would love to have something that would get rid of those lines, but I'm not willing to do Botox to get rid of them. So it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and do around the mouth. I always get a lot of crunching in here. I love doing this for the sinuses too, and this sort of helps define the cheeks. It's not that you're lifting the face, but this fluid that's sitting in there is just getting moving. Now, something I started doing to help with my sinuses, and I actually showed my dad because he's got the same issues, take this part and I just put my fingers on one side and go down the nose, about 5 strokes. That just gets things moving. Now let's talk about the eyes. I have gotten accused several times about having an eye lift, and this is just the way my eyes are shaped. My mom's eyes were the exact same way. Even at 81, she just had so much space here for doing eyeshadow. She had deep set eyes also like mine. So I'm going to get up close. I mean, I don't know if they're thinking they see and hear there's something, but look, that's my eye. There's no scars. There's no nothing there. If I had an eye lift, I would want my money back because I can see the crow's feet here. I think they just see my high arch on my brow and think I've had some kind of lift, but my brows have always grown that way. I have very thin brows. Right now I have no product on them, and you can see how fine they are. And just like I have fine hair, I have fine brows. And that's just the way they grow. Now, maybe they would look a little different if I hadn't plucked them when I was a teenager. Maybe that would have made a difference. But that's just how they grow now. I rarely pluck my brows. I don't even get a lot of hair anymore in my brows. So the other thing I've been accused of is having a facelift. And someone even said like they saw the line where I had the lift. Now, I just am not about surgery that's not necessary. I'm scared of the anesthesia. I'm scared something would happen in the surgery. So anybody that knows me knows I'm like way too scared to do anything like that. And I did have a surgery on my nose when I was 21, and I didn't do that great with the anesthesia. It knocked me out for days. I had a very deviated septum, and I was having so many sinus problems that I decided to go ahead and do that surgery. And I wasn't worried about it at the time because I had no kids. I was young. I didn't think much about it. And people were getting nose surgeries all the time. But it was horrible for me because I'm a little claustrophobic. They had packing in my nose for a week. So you're just breathing out of your mouth. They gave me too much anesthesia. I was asleep for good 2 days, knocked out, My husband just kept checking on me to make sure I was okay. Every time I'd open my eyes, I'd see his eyeballs staring at me. So after that experience, like even when I gave childbirth, I did natural childbirth. I had nothing, not even an epidural. So if I have to have surgery, I understand I'm going to have to be put to sleep, but I wouldn't do it for something elective like that. So after that experience, that really made me not want to do anything else. So I have had my spider veins done in my legs, and I've talked about that, but they just keep coming back. So I've sort of given up hope on that. And that's why I haven't done these. I have these veins here. Now, one of you wrote in and said, I had mine done and they're still okay. They didn't come back. So maybe I'll give it a try. It'll probably cost a couple $100. It's another reason I haven't done it, because it is not cheap to get your veins done, but we'll see. Right now, it's not a top priority for me. I'd just rather cover them with concealer. So this is pretty much my routine I do with the Guasha. I go up this side of the face, and then I work down this side, and a few little things I do. Again, the nose. And everything I do 5 strokes. So this really isn't very time consuming. I also like to go in the lines here and sort of wiggle. That helps with some of the fluid that collects there. Now, Jen talked about in her video genetics, and I think genetics plays such a huge role in our skin. My mom had the most beautiful skin. I don't even have skin close to hers. We used to kid with her. She had poreless skin. Her skin was just so smooth. My dad has fought acne, and I got that side of the family. That's why I had all the acne that I had. But he's very youthful looking, and I think a lot of that is genetics. So that definitely plays a role. Most people think my parents are about 10 to 15 years younger than their chronological age. And I'm just going to go up the chin and around. I joke with my dad that we were out somewhere, this was several years ago, working out at the gym, and somebody said, "Oh, is this your wife?" And I looked at him and he looked at me, and we both had a funny face on, and I said, "Well, either I'm looking older or you're looking really hot." I said, "We'll go with you're looking really hot." But there's 23 years between me and my dad, and 22 between me and Mom. And I look very red today. I have a couple of things on my face. I have no clue why. Maybe just irritation when I was sleeping. But we're done with the Guasha. And now let's move on to the other skincare products that I use in the morning. My face feels so moisturized. It feels great. I think I have a little more of a glow now that I put the oil on. I do, like I said, look a little red this morning, but some mornings are just like that. Let's talk about eye cream. I like this one from CosRx. It's super affordable. I try out different eye creams all the time. The longest one I've used, I talked about in a video, I think is the Sukoyaka Suhada. But I love this one because it's not too heavy. I don't want a heavy eye cream in the morning because I'm going to be putting on makeup. And what I like to do is put on a double layer of eye cream. So that's one of my little secrets, is I'll let this sink in and maybe go in with a different eye cream that offers another benefit like caffeine in it. This doesn't have caffeine, so I can go in with this one, the Vichy Mineral 89, which does have caffeine, and sort of do a second layer. And I just keep putting the eye cream on until I feel like, wow, the under eyes are really plump and they don't look dry, because sometimes they'll look dry right in this area. And then if I put any makeup there, it looks terrible. So I like to let this dry a little bit, then go in with a little extra eye cream. I'm going to pause for a sip of coffee. And now let's talk about toner or essence. essence has become a big part of my routine. And the one I've talked the most about and used the most is the Numbuzin toner. Now, this has niacinamide in it, so if that causes you any kind of reaction, some people do have reactions to niacinamide, and it's in so many things now, so you have to be careful if you do have a reaction to that. But this is so beautiful on my skin. I love it. I just put a little bit on the tips of my fingers. I don't mess with the cotton because that just irritates my skin more and it wastes product. So I just sort of tap it into the tips and press. And while that's drying, I'm going to go back to that comment about the facelift. I have 2 people that I know that have actually had one, and it was just way more dramatic than something I would ever want to put myself through. They were both really happy with the results, but both women had a line right in here. That's where they pulled the skin. And someone said in the comments, "Oh, I see the line where you had it done." And I just couldn't figure, what are they seeing around my ears that looks like a facelift? So I don't know if it was like hair hanging down or what. But you can see I have no kind of scar here and nothing here. So I don't know what they were seeing. But if it was just a reflection of something, I don't see anything on my face. I said to my daughter, do you see any line? Maybe it was a wrinkle they saw that they thought was a surgeon's, place where he sewed it. But I have nothing here around the ears or my neck. I just don't know what it was that they saw that led them to think I had a facelift. There's just nothing here that would lead me to think that. But that was the comment, and so I have not had a facelift. And again, if I did, I'd want my money back because I didn't think they did a very good job. Now, after I do my essence and that dries down for a second or two, I go in with this, the Numbuzin 3 serum. And the reason I like this, it's for enlarged pores. Also for wrinkles, though. It has bifida, galactomyces, so some really good ingredients that work nice on my skin. So I've used this for a while. I've got my daughter hooked on it. She really loves it. I just put a couple of lines of it here on my fingers and spread it in the fingers and just sort of tap it in. And whatever I put on my face, I also put on the neck. And just sort of tap that in. And you can see my skin is a little red from the Guasha, but I have very reactive skin that gets red. If I just rub on my hand, I would have a red mark. So it will dissipate as the skincare dries and before I put makeup on, so I don't worry about it. I just know I have very sensitive skin. Here's the Sukoyaka Suhada. I had it right here next to me and didn't realize it. This is the eye cream I've loved so much. It's got urea in it. It just seems to really keep this area smoother. When I started using this, I noticed that my under eyes got a lot smoother, less texture. So I love to put this on at night, but sometimes the day too. I have multiple tubes of it. I keep one in my makeup bag. I have one in here. So I really enjoy that. Now, if my skin was really dry, which right now it's not, but if it was, I would put on something like this, the Toleraine Double Moisturizer. Now, this also has niacinamide in it, but also ceramides. Or this one that I love so much, which I have said is very close to Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream, but I like it better. And it doesn't have all the strong fragrance that her Magic Cream does. But this is for dry and very dry skin. So another secret I have is I don't use every product all over my face. If I have an area I want to target, like say an area of dryness, I would put this there. So I'm not going to say put this on my nose that gets very oily. So I'm going to put this a little bit, would you say, in here where maybe it's a little bit drier, just to give a little more moisture to the skin. Now, another tip is you can take your eye cream and put it around your mouth. If you have a lot of lines around the lips like this, then what I would suggest is take your eye cream, especially something with caffeine, and just put that around the lips like that. And that will help so much to plump those lines up. What I've found is a lot of the lines around my lips just come from sheer dryness. So if I can keep that hydrated, then I'll be in good shape. So my skin is feeling really hydrated right now. I like the way it feels. It's still a little damp, so I would let it dry down a little bit more and then go in with my sunscreen. That's probably my most important part of my routine, and this one is the one I've talked so much about, the Alana Mitchell. This is a tinted moisturizer, so I really didn't even need to put on moisturizer unless my skin was really dry, because this has moisturizer in it too, hyaluronic acid for hydration. But this is tinted, so many days I'll just put this on and not wear any foundation. So let me show you how this works, just to sort of end the routine and put on a little lipstick, because that's a nice part. I'm going to grab this BK Beauty brush. This is a 108. It's just a really soft, small brush. And look at how beautiful that looks. Such a nice sunscreen. Now, if I do want more coverage, then I could go in with a little bit of foundation or just dab on some concealer in areas where I need it. Around the nose, around this part of the eyes. Yes, this looks so beautiful. I never thought I could get away with something like this. I thought I would always need foundation. And now that I've gotten to this kind of a product, I just love it. And it's so much easier to work with. You don't have to be so exact when you're using a product like this compared with a heavier foundation. And I will go in with concealer. I have some spots here today, and I don't usually have that. Of course, it happens when I'm doing a skincare video. But maybe it's just I'm not feeling well and I'm sick, and some of this stuff is just coming out of my skin. It's been a very stressful week, too. You know, it's the week before holiday break, and we've got so much testing and other things going on at school, and there's just a lot happening. And so some of that may even be stress related. Stress is not good for your skin. But this is just such a lovely product. I know it's on the pricier side, but if you're eliminating foundation, then that's a money saver. And if you don't have dark circles, you could even eliminate concealer and just go right up under the eyes with this. Everybody's skin is different and needs are different, but I think this is beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off to school, and I got a lot going on today. I'm doing a little play with my class. This is my last class I'll ever be with because I'm retiring this year. So I wanted to do something special with them for the holidays. So I've got that. I'm picking them up some treats this morning for breakfast. And I'll be getting home probably about 4:30 or 5 today. And then I'll show you what I do for my nighttime routine. Before I go do the rest of my makeup, I do want to put the lipstick on I told you about. This is new from Revlon. It's called Afterglow, and it's number 801. It's a pearl. Looks like such a pretty shade. Let me show you my hand. Oh yeah, very peachy. Of course, it might look different on your lips if you have lighter lips. I have very mauvey lips, so colors tend to look darker on my lips. I really like it. All right, I'm off to school, and I'll see you about 5. I'm back. It's after school, and you can hear I still have this cold. It's actually early. It's 4:37. I got home a little earlier than I thought. So one of my secrets is I take off my makeup when I get home. If I leave it on, it might be hours before I go to bed. And then that makeup is just sitting on my face for so many hours. And if I'm home, I really don't necessarily need my makeup on. So let's talk about taking off the makeup. I like to use 3 products to cleanse my skin. One is the micellar water, but I only use this on my eyes and on the lashes just to get every little bit of mascara off. That's a big mistake I did for years. I would still have mascara on my lashes in the morning, even though I cleansed, because I didn't really get the lashes well. So I'm going to use that. I'll be using the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration. I'm in love with this. I've been through 2 jars of it. I'm almost through with this one. There's very little left. And then I love the Alana Mitchell, this cleanser. It's the Daily OC Cream Cleanser. It's for dry, combo, and sensitive skin. Well, I'm combo and sensitive, and this works really great for me. So let's start with the cleansing balm. I'm going to put, and I like to take my rings off too. I don't sleep with my rings on. So I take all my jewelry off and then take about this much of the cleanser and just, I melt it between my hands first. I get it going, then I put it on the skin like this. Now I have some lipstick on. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on because I want my lips to be moisturized. I think I figured out, rather, where these bumps came from. I tried a new foundation. I actually tried the CoverGirl Essence. So I'll let you know. I'm going to continue. I'm going to wear it at least one more time and see if that's where I got these marks from, because my skin was perfectly clear the day before. So I kept thinking, what was it that I put on my skin? What was I testing that it did that to it? And the only thing new that I used that day before was the brand new CoverGirl Essence. It's like a very thin, lightweight foundation / essence, and it has bakuchiol in it, which works great for me. So I thought it would be wonderful, but then I woke up with a couple of marks here, and I haven't had anything like that probably in 3 years, unless I got a breakout from a product I was trying. So that is not the way my skin normally looks. So it might be that product, but I'll give you an update. I want to use it longer. I want to be fair to CoverGirl. I don't want to say these negative comments and then find out it wasn't that. But I'm thinking it was. So you see, I'm really getting my eyes good. Now, the great thing about the Holy Hydration is it doesn't give me foggy eye. The Clinique Take Off the Day gave me foggy eye. And so have others that I've used. But this just really comes off. Look at how the makeup just comes right off beautifully. Now, this doesn't get off every little bit of mascara. And that's why I really love going in with the Garnier. That really helps. And what I do, you'll see, I take a Q-tip and just put product on it. And I'm going to go in and wash my face off in just a moment, but I want to show you what I do for the lashes. I have a big size bottle and a little one that I keep in the filming room. I just wet it really good and then go through my lashes like this. And look at how much is coming off. A lot. This will be totally dark by the time I'm done. Sometimes it even takes a couple of Q-tips depending on the mascara. Is it waterproof? Is it a tubing mascara? You know, whatever it is. But you can see how great that works. I love this stuff, and it's so good on my sensitive skin. But often I will do 2 Q-tips worth to really make sure I'm getting all the product on. I think that's why some of us, our lashes, I know I feel that way, that my lashes in the past probably didn't grow as well because I wasn't getting off all of the product. And it was probably clogging the pores or clogging that area, not getting it to grow right. So, and I am going to be rinsing my face in a minute. Now, normally, if you apply water, let me show you. I didn't show you applying water with this. Let me put some on. It gets very milky. See how milky that gets? And it really just cleans off nice. I brought the towel in here because I was trying not to make a mess in my table. But that's how it works. You just put some water and rinse it, and it instantly becomes very milky. Let me go ahead, and I'm going to do the other lash. And then I go in with my cleanser. So I'm going to get up from the makeup table. I'm going to go rinse my face good. And then I want to show you the other cleanser that I use because it's just so nice. I wanted to mention that another big part of my skincare routine are these cloths. I love these so much. You can use them in place of the washcloth like I just had, but I love these for drying my face. I use them all the time with makeup too if I'm wiping off lipstick or anything like that. And then when I'm done, I take them a section of it and clean my bathroom counter. So these also clean my mirrors really good. So I'm in love with these. Now, the marks I had here, this is the product I'm talking about, the brand new one from CoverGirl, the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. I don't know what could have caused this, but I see I'm very rashy. So I'm thinking this is it. So I'll be back with a full review after I try it longer. But I wanted to tell you because this is not cheap. I paid, I think, $21 and some change for this. And it really doesn't matter what it costs if it breaks you out. So something in it I might be allergic to, so, or you might be. So I just wanted to let you know that. Let's go in and cleanse. I'm going to use the Alana Mitchell, and I love this cleanser. Look at how milky it is. I just love the texture of it. The scent is like a light orange, and it doesn't irritate my skin at all. And again, this is made for sensitive skin, and I just love it. Now, I don't put it on my eyes. I just use the Garnier and the e.l.f. on the eyes. But this is just to get any leftover makeup or anything, sunscreen that's on my face off. Isn't that such a nice cleanser? It feels so good on the skin, makes my skin feel really soft. I just love it so much. Okay, I'm going to go wash my face again, and then we'll apply the nighttime products that I use. So the nice thing about these towels too, there's no buildup of bacteria. They're biodegradable. They're just amazing. I love these. It's my big find, my big recent find. I bought them for both daughters for Christmas, a big box of them, so they would have them because I'm so in love with them. They're gentle around the eyes too. Like, see, I got even more mascara off, and I can get right underneath the eye, and it's just so soft. These are wonderful for travel too. You can, when I go to visit my dad, I will take a couple, and I don't have to worry about washcloths or anything. I'll just take a couple of these towels, and then I'll have them for the weekend. Let's get into the night routine. I use a lot of the same products that I use during the day. That's very cost effective. I don't think you need all these other new things for nighttime, and I try to keep it very, very simple. So first off, I do what they call skin cycle. I don't use the same products every night. So about every third or fourth night, I'll use something with retinol or retinaldehyde, some form of vitamin A. And what I'm using right now for that is mainly two things. This from Natrium, it's a retinaldehyde, a 0.05. Now, one, if you want to call it secret that I have, is I don't go hard with skincare anymore. I've been on very strong skincare most of my life to control acne. I've been on retin-A, I've been on benzoyl peroxide, and in high concentrations. That's too much for my skin now. And what I've found is playing hardball like that really destroys my skin. It makes it red, flaky. It never looked good when I was using such harsh products. It really looked horrible. There were days I walked around feeling like Santa Claus because there was just constant flaking of the skin, and I just hated it. My makeup never looked great with my skin like that. So I have a much more gentle approach now, which I really enjoy. So if I'm using retinaldehyde, then I'm most likely not going to use it the next night. I'm going to give my skin a break and maybe just use an oil like the Alana Mitchell, the coconut oil, just something to keep my skin moisturized. I might even do my Guasha at night. I will alternate. Some mornings I don't have a lot of time, so I'll just say, well, I'll do it at night, and I'll use some of the oil. And I'll just put something on my lips, eye cream, and I'm done. I love this product from 3 Ships. It's the Skin Hero. And this has bakuchiol in it. Bakuchiol is known to help with fine lines and wrinkles. And that's the whole purpose why I'm trying to use a vitamin A product for that reason. So this, so you can see it here, is a cream. And it's not thick at all. It blends in the skin really nicely. Now what I'm going to do today is just put that on my cheeks because I don't want something super harsh on the cheeks. Now that's my other, if you want to say secret, is sometimes I use different products on different parts of my face. So I'm thinking right now, like the part that is so strong on my face is the forehead. It can handle a strong product. My cheeks cannot. My nose can handle a strong product. My chin can. So really this T-zone here can handle a stronger product, but my cheeks definitely cannot. They will get red, they will get rashy. So this is a very sensitive area of my face. So I have to be really careful what I use there. Now the bakuchiol works great on my forehead too, but I will sometimes just put the retinaldehyde on the forehead or on the T-zone and then just moisturize the cheeks. And that works out great too. So if I feel like my cheeks are too dry and it's just too much to put a vitamin A product, that doesn't mean I have to skip that night. What I'll do is just target it in the areas I know can handle it. So let's go ahead and I'm going to use the 3 Ships tonight. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on the forehead. And we'll put on some eye cream. Now there's no need to have a whole different eye cream at night, but I do like something that's a little bit heavier. I don't usually put anything like line plumping like the Vichy at night because I'm not looking for that. I'm looking to wake up in the morning and have all this hydration. So usually at night, I would use something like my Peeper Keeper or the Sukoyaka Suhada. So I'm going to put that on right now. Now, if you want to save money, you can always bring up your moisturizer into the under eye. What I found is that eye cream is just a thinner texture, and this area here is about the thinnest skin, one of the thinnest places on your body. So I like to have a thinner cream that's going to sink in, where if I use something too heavy, I feel like it sits on top of the skin and doesn't work as well. So I will go ahead and put that on and let that get working. Now, if my skin is really dry, then I would go in with one of the moisturizers I talked about earlier, something like the Paula's Choice or this one from La Roche-Posay. One of these is something that I'm going to use. Now, the one from Paula's Choice is made for dry to very dry skin, so it's a little bit heavier than the La Roche-Posay. I love both of these. They never break me out or cause any reaction. I think they're both outstanding and such a great value for what you're getting. Now, if it was a night I wasn't going to use a vitamin A product, I would go ahead and just use my Numbuzin again. the same one I used in the morning, I might go ahead and put my toner on, put this on, and that's pretty much it. So I keep it simple. Either I go in with these products that I use during the day, or I go ahead at night and put on some type of vitamin A product. Now, one night a week, I like this, the Dermalect. This is their Self-Esteem Beauty Sleep Serum. That's a mouthful. And this has a lot of great exfoliators in it. So this is a nice way to get that surface skin off and keep your skin looking fresh. Some people use this more than one night a week. For me, that's a good start. Maybe down the road, I will use it a bit more, but right now, that's working really well. Another thing that's really important is my lips. I want to wake up with them feeling hydrated, and I really consider lips part of skincare. So either I will wear City Lips. I often will wear this to bed, and I love the way it feels, and I always wake up in the morning feeling like I still have product on. I have the Laneige, and my favorite flavor, this is not it, scent, that's grapefruit. I love this one. It's the sugar sweet candy, that's it. This is my favorite. It just has such a sweet smell to it. I love this. This came in a pack with several other scents to try. The other one I love is the gummy bear. But let's put on, I'm just going to put the City Lips right over my lipstick. It's so beautiful. I love the way it looks on the lips. It lasts for hours. Nice. I like to have my lips look nice too when I go to sleep, and this has such a beautiful look to it. So that's pretty much my skincare routine right now at almost 60. I do not do as much as some people do. I know that some people do 7, 8, 10 steps. That's just too much for my skin. It just causes more problems than it does solve them. So I believe in a very simple routine. I do switch products out. So if I feel like, hey, I want to try this for a while, here are a couple of others that I know work really great. The Mineral 89. I love this, especially for the morning for under makeup. This has hyaluronic acid. I just love the texture of that. And for someone like me that doesn't need tons of hydration because I don't have very dry skin, this just works beautifully. Look at how nice it looks on the skin. I'm just going to put it on top, give a little moisture. Now again, if I hit a time of year when my skin feels dry, I just double moisturize. I put on something maybe a little heavier or a little thinner first, like this, and then go in with the Paula's Choice in the areas that I need it. So I really try to tackle the face in a strategic way where I get the most out of the products that I'm using. I hope this was helpful. If it was, will you leave a thumbs up? I really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you here. Everything that I talked about today is in the description of the video. All you need to do is click the More button and it all pops down there. And if you decide to purchase from those links, then it helps my channel, and I appreciate that. I want to thank you for being here. I love you all so much. I hope you have a blessed week, and I look forward to seeing you soon.